radio vessel, this site could be interesting for you. Dutchman René van den Abelen started radioship.com in July 2008, some 6 years ago. All 3 radio Caroline vessels are now part of the ship's collection, as well as the Norderney, Ross Revenge and the Galaxy. Also the RNI ship Nebo 2. A New Zealand-based website which might be of interest to offshore radio enthusiasts is Radio Heritage, having a good number of European offshore broadcasters. It's www.radioheritage.net/Europe/countries-importers.htp. Veronica and Radio 227 DJ Tom Droog, better known as Tom Collins, sent a unique series of photos to Hans Knot. These photos have been shot in 1967 aboard the broadcasting vessel Laissez-Faire, which then was the home of Radio 355 and Radio 227. This can be viewed on the website Offshore Radio Revisited. And that's www.flickr.com/photos/showradio/step. One other series has been shot on board the MV Fredericia and Miami, when both ships were still in Amsterdam Harbor in the late 1960s. By the way, Offshore Radio Revisited appears to be a massive photo archive online. Around 6,000 photos in mostly good, very good quality. And for interesting photos from Radio Luxembourg, go to www.flickr.com/nightrider//sets and then /625840. For a comprehensive archive of Dutch paper cuttings related to offshore radio, surf to www.wikiradio.nl. Some news about 2 free radio stations in Denmark. Radio OZNRH is broadcasting most evenings between 21 and 24 Central European Summer Time on 1660 kHz with 125 watts from Northern Zealand, mostly jazz and pop. More information about that station at radio.oznrh.webnode, that's node.com. Bayern's Radio in Copenhagen can be heard on FM, putting out an alternative format. Website byensradio.org. Remembers US shortwave station WRNO. The station has been more active recently on 7506 kHz late at night. And it's now more than 30 years ago that the Rock of the World started on shortwave as the first of several new privately owned international broadcasters from the US. However, WRNO sounds more like a hobby operation these days, with irregular broadcasts, off-channel, poor signals and distorted modulation. And that's a pity. Check out the website www.thepiratearchive.net, a historical record of medium wave and FM free radio stations in various areas of the UK, especially the West Midlands.
FRS Holland has carefully put together a series of different anniversary QSL cards. Each QSL reflects one decade, and all three QSLs together form one motive covering FRS's full history. You can select this complete FRS Holland 30th Anniversary QSL series consisting of 3 full-color photo QSLs.
The FRS Holland Anthology 1980 to 2010 is now for sale. The 3 FRS anniversary broadcasts including many great memories, such as the complete FRS story 1980 to 2010. Listeners and former FRS presenters' contributions, countless program extracts, great music, the FRS jingles, including the special anniversary set, and much, much more. This fantastic journey guides you through the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s. Relive 3 decades of free radio on shortwave at absolute crisp clear studio quality. Available on CD or DVD or as MP3 audio. For more information, mail to frs@frsholland.nl or write to FRS Holland, PO Box 2702, 6049, ZG Hurton, the Netherlands. The FRS Holland Anthology 1980 to 2010 is FRS Holland's soundtrack.
FRS Holland presents The Phrase That Plays. If you're James Quinn, hearing your name on air is loaded right now. Also, James Quinn is listening to FRS Holland. You can tell us what time you heard it. Simple and easy. If your answer is correct, you get a free studio copy of the show in which your name is mentioned. The Phrase That Plays is played several times during an FRS broadcast. Listen and win.
The final part of this edition of FRS Goes Next. On this Sunday evening, with Sunday, a very hot weekend in Western Europe with temperatures above 30 degrees. Hope you enjoy the weather and hopefully propagation this evening is okay. 9301 kHz, the 31 meter band and 7700. And the 1 meter band, the free radio set in Holland. Shortwave free radio since 1980. We have some items about the shortwave free radio bands. First we take a look at the shortwave propagation, which was satisfactory and stable till mid-April, when daytime conditions became worse and worse. We must that this year's start of evening transmissions was some 2 months earlier compared with previous years. Normally that happens in May, but this year already in March. Evening conditions allowed free radio stations to give it a try. As you know, the evening transmissions are not a success during winter time, but during the warmer months, conditions are very good, and stations can easily transmit during late at night with good signals. In the evening hours, there is mostly significantly less noise and fading on the shortwave bands, making it quite ideal for enthusiast radio operators. Today's German show was about Radio Caroline, by the way, focusing on the shortwave activities from the Ross Revenge on 6215, with a number of historic recordings and more music from that era. In case you missed that one, next week the complete 6 hours will be repeated over the internet, starting at 1600 hours Central European Summertime or 1400 hours UTC. All stream can be found via NetNL, that's NEDNL.net, colon 8000/FRSH.M3U. For mobile devices, there is a 24 kilobyte per second mono stream at netnl.net, colon 8000/FRSH24.M3U. Will evening broadcasting become the prime time for free radio activity, not just during the summer months, but also in other periods of the year, as we seem to enter a phase of rather low sun activity? Well, that's a question. Time will tell. Daytime signals tend to be quite low. The early start of the summer season with more evening activity is perhaps an indication. Even regular morning broadcasters such as King Shortwave and Radio Orang-Utan have appeared in the afternoon and evening recently to get better reception results. MV Baltic Radio. The programs of MV Baltic Radio will be taking a summer break between the period of June to August and will return to the air on the 7th of September 2014 at their normal time slot. The relays via the MV Baltic Radio in Geuren will continue as normal on 7265 and 9485 kHz. Felix Radio from the Netherlands is the name of a new Dutch radio station that started operating on 38 meters in May. The transmitter has some 20 watts output and is used together with a magnetic loop aerial. Another new station is Radio Freeline. This pirate claims to be broadcasting from Belgium and has been heard in the evening hours on 6300 kHz. Freeline is using a transceiver made by the company of Icon. The output power is 20 watts and the antenna is a half-wave dipole. Well-known King Shortwave has been regularly heard on 6205 Saturday and Sunday mornings with non-stop music. Since April, some 6 weeks ago, King has also begun to come on the air in the evening to benefit from better propagation conditions, as I just mentioned. British Laser Hot Hits has settled down on 4025 kHz in spring, replacing the formerly used frequency of 4029 kHz. For a few weeks, there have been additional live broadcasts on Saturday and Sunday afternoon on 6950 or 7450 kHz, courtesy of Radio Blackbird from the UK. These broadcasts are not in parallel with the 4025, but are aired there some days and weeks later. Little Feet Radio is a new station from the UK which operates in the evenings, mostly on frequencies between 6930 and 6950 kHz. Little Feet plays a lot of oldies and the power seems to be 40 watts. The email address is littlefeet@gmail.com. Radio Merlin International had to abandon transmissions in spring due to site problems, but has been back quite often lately on 6255, 6280 or 6305. However, since its return, the station has been running low power, usually just 12 watts. So reception has become more difficult on the continent, especially during daytime. Before, Merlin used up to 150 watts, which is quite a difference, of course. Many programs are also streamed live at mixlr.com/RMI-shortwave. Radio Orang-Utan has not been heard on the Sunday morning slot for a while, but has done a couple of broadcasts during spring on Saturday afternoon. Frequency is usually 6200. The station operator Freddy is quoted to be dissatisfied with listeners' response. On the other hand, he doesn't seem to reply to letters and emails, so it may not be a surprise that feedback is drying out. And Radio Space Shuttle International from Finland has closed down. The last broadcast went out on April 13th, 2014, when the station was running low power on 3905 kHz. So the final transmission could only be received in Scandinavia. Radio West International from France tested on 15050 kHz on May 31st and June 1st with some 20 to 25 watts. That was probably the first time that RWI used 19 meters. The station broadcasts irregularly on 11401 kHz, which has been the prime frequency since the 1980s. Radio Geronimo was heard on April 20th between 9 and 11 UTC via MD Baltic Radio on 9485 kHz. The station was also noted Sunday, May 18th on 7490 as well as on 9485. These two frequencies were not in parallel with each other. Conditions were far from excellent, although 9485 did a good job, whereas 7490 was strong in the UK but unfortunately not on the continent. Please send all reports to geronimo_shortwave@hotmail.com. From now on, Geronimo is once again using the Hechten mail drop, being PO Box 2702 6049 ZG, that's Zulu Golf in Hechten, the Netherlands. And finally, Radio Star International from the UK made a surprising comeback on shortwave during the Easter weekend. Programs were noted on 6220 kHz. In fact, the programs were meant to be aired a week earlier, but the modulator broke down. Although the station was on the air for some time during the 2nd April weekend, it was decided to do it all over again a week later over the Easter weekend. And the station was successfully heard all over Europe. Radio Star makes use of the Hechten mail drop, PO Box 2702 in 6049 ZG Hechten, the Netherlands. The station might be back this summer with another broadcast in shortwave bands. And that concludes this edition of FRS Goes DX. My name is Peter van Bruggen. I hope you enjoyed the news, and please stay tuned for Paul Graham is coming around with great tracks from the 1980s, and after that 60s and 70s with lots of rare tracks with Roger Davis. FRSH Holland, just a bit different. See you later, bye.
This is the free radio with music and information on shortwave. Spring, summer, or fall. Beats them all. This is FRSH Holland with another hour of shortwave power.
This is Paul Graham on FRSH Holland.
And welcome into today's show, the 8-Tip Music Show. We're going to kick things off with Trisha Yearwood.
Please, baby, please keep it going.